Okay, folks, we're back live, it appears, and so I'm very privileged and blessed to have a Wheeler Mission graduate, program graduate. He came through our programs here. His name is Kevin Wilson, and now Kevin is one of our case managers here at the. Are you at the MRC, Kevin?
Yes, sir.
You're at the MRC, and so Kevin has agreed to sit here and talk to me on the bench today. And as when Kevin came up, I said, Kevin, I apologize. It's not the softest bench there is, but it is a good, sturdy bench. And so thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
So just for the folks on Facebook Live and on YouTube and however they're coming to us, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself? And I know I've heard your story, your testimony, and how you came through the Wheeler program.
I did.
And just tell us a little bit about that journey that led you to be here on the bench.
Well, I was born and raised right here in Indianapolis, Indiana, on the south side. Lived most of my life on the north side, though, and from the time I was a teenager, I noticed that I struggled with alcohol. I did not drink like other people. It seemed like every time I picked up a drink, it was to get drunk. And I maintained it. I kept it under control for years. And then I eventually quit because I seen it was becoming a problem. Stayed sober for almost 15 years, just white knuckled it.
Wow.
And then I was married, had a child. Unfortunately, my marriage began to fail, and I started to have some loss in my life. Both of my parents passed away, and I was hurting and in pain, and my home life wasn't ideal. And I turned to alcohol to numb those pains that I was feeling because I didn't want to face them. So
after 15 years,
after
being
15
sober,
and knowing
Right.
that alcohol was a problem, you know,
what happened after you started drinking again, and kind of, so you said you lost a
everything
lot of loss.
just spiraled. The marriage, did
One thing after another.
right. Yeah. So the marriage did fail. I was asked to leave. I left, and that allowed me more privacy, and privacy is the enemy for
wow.
me. It is. It allows me that secrecy to, to sin.
Yeah.
To sin in private.
At some point, you found your way to Wheeler.
I did.
What was that like? Were you scared when you first came to us? I mean,
I was
stories.
scared and lost. I came into Wheeler not knowing, what to expect.
Yeah.
And luckily I ran into a team of experienced people that had, seen my circumstances before, and they acted like, it was no big deal, come with us.
Yeah.
And I went to the Hebron program down in Bloomington.
Yeah, so you went to camp.
I did go to camp.
Camp is a place that we have in just outside in the outskirts of Bloomington. It's called the Hunt Training Center, and it's a beautiful piece of land, almost 300 acres. It was donated to Wheeler back in 1958 by the Hunt family, and that's why we call it Camp Hunt. But it has been a refuge for that long for families during summer camp and back in the day. But most recently, it's really been used as a place for our long-term drug and alcohol addiction recovery program for men and men only, called Camp Hebron, and it's an intensive 9-month program. And so, how did you do, Kevin? So apparently, you did
well. Right. I mean, it changed my life. It really did. It reintroduced me to God, whom I thought I had already burnt all the bridges. And, and they told me, you can't exhaust God's love, mercy, or grace.
How long ago was that, Kevin?
5 years.
5 years ago. So you've been
5 years ago.
You've been on this journey, clean and for 5 years.
Yes.
Okay. So after you left camp, what did you do? You came.
I came back here
to
the MRC to do the SLT program.
Tell our folks what SLT
Servant
is.
Leader in Training.
So okay.
It is right. It's just giving back and helping new men that are coming into the program the way that I was helped when I first got here.
One of the things you may not know, a little fun fact about Wheeler, is we have a little bit over 200, 210 employees on a full-time basis, but about 40% of our employees are people like Kevin, people who come through our programs, and now we've hired them and they're working at some level somewhere in our ministries. And so Kevin is one of that 40% of the people that we have in our programs, and he came to work with us through SLT.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about, you're a case manager.
I am.
And so what is a case manager, and what do you do, and kind of how do you try to guide the men that you see who are coming through our doors?
Well, this is a structured environment that we've set up here, and a lot of the men that have found themselves in need have lost structure in their lives, and a lot of what we do is just putting that structure back into it, giving them a routine, making sure they get 8 hours of sleep every night,
That's
and
important, right?
and 3 meals a day,
Yeah.
nutritious meals, not junk food, and we keep them active.
Okay.
We give them chores to to get them physically fit again.
Yeah. Kevin, something that a lot of people don't realize is a lot of the people that we have in our programs, they work,
Yeah.
outside of Wheeler.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but they can't find affordable housing, right?
That is
And
true.
so they come back to us
That
every
is true.
single day. And so that's just another little fun fact that not a lot of people know, is that that's one big misconception, is that individuals experiencing homelessness are lazy bums. Nothing could be further from the truth.
That is very true.
So you do, how many men do you help case manage, Kevin?
About 12 at
About
any
12?
given time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long do you think you want to keep doing case management, and because after case management there is program manager, right?
Right.
We've got a stair-step program.
Right now, I'm just doing,
Yeah.
doing what I'm asked to do, and I'm satisfied where I am
Kevin,
at the
if
time.
there's one thing you could tell people, or one thing that you could tell me, I'm listening, I'm all ears. One thing you could tell me, if you're king for a day, you waved a magic wand, and you could do one thing, and I want you to be truthful and honest. This is no BS,
Mhm.
What would that be? What would that one thing be if you're king for a day?
There's one thing necessary, and that is Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Without him, we have nothing.
I agree with that. That's hard to argue with. I'm not going to try to sit here and argue with that. That's absolutely correct. And so Kevin's got it. You can see through his journey, Kevin's gone through a lot, and we're very blessed and honored that Kevin is choosing to stay here and work at Wheeler Mission. He didn't have to. He's very employable now, and he can go anywhere he wants to. But he chooses to stay here and work with people who come through our doors who are just like him, that are coming through the doors where he was once just like them. And so, anyway, Kevin, so thank you so much.
Thank
That
you.
went pretty fast, don't you think?
It did.
It's about 15 minutes, so it went pretty
Excellent.
fast. And so I appreciate you coming
Thank
and
you.
helping me,
Thank you.
sitting on the bench. Thank you, Kevin.
All right. You take care.
See you, man.